Hey everyone, Celina and I are getting ready for our Overland Track in Tasmania for 6 days of hiking fun, and we thought we'd do a fun little packing gear review of what we've kind of organised. So we'll start with our bags.
Yeah.
So I'm going with a Osprey Kestrel 48, bit of a smaller bag than what I'm used to. I normally have a large Berghaus pack, but I wanted to get a smaller one. And I've just got our little mug attached to it.
Yeah, and I've got the Osprey Aura 65, except I'm not bringing the hood, so it's a little bit smaller than that. And I too have a cup imported for the AeroPress.
Yep, so that covers our main piece of gear. We've also got a light little day pack over here, which we'll be using for our day trips. We don't want to carry too much for that. Moving into camp and gear, we've got this little reflective insulated mat, super lightweight. We found it super comfy for just relaxing on the trek or at camp, doing some stretches or just lying down, but also provides lots of extra insulation for when we sleep. So that will strap onto one of our bags.
We've also taken a luxury of pillows, so we're not using inflatable, we're not using clothes in a bag, we're using plain pillows.
We've tried those inflatable ones before. We don't find them comfortable, we don't get a good sleep, so one luxury, packed up pretty tight.
They're actually quite light. The space bit is...
Yeah, they take up lots of volume, so that's the one downside, but for a good night's sleep, it's worth it.
They're great.
Moving into sleeping gear, we both got some One Planet pretty good temperature rated sleeping bags. So I've got a -6 one.
I think I've got a -3.
You've got the -3.
-3.
Yeah. So they'll keep us warm. We've also got these little liners. They say they'll add up to 5 degrees or something, but you know, if they add just an extra degree or two, we'll be happy. Keeps our sleeping bags a bit cleaner as well. I'm using an Alton Goods inflatable sleeping mat. I bought this and then got sad when they released a new one only a few weeks later, which is rated for colder and winter temperatures, but I think with this and our insulated mat, I'll be okay.
Do you want to explain this one because you bought it?
Yeah, so I bought this one as well. This is the Trekology Ultralight 80. Also not very good for winter, but with the mat and the extra warmth gear that we're bringing, we think we'll be okay. But I bought this, and then I realised I could get this as well on sale, Australian made, lighter, and so I bought this as well. So Celina's inherited my Trekology one.
Which was brand new.
Brand new, yeah, enjoy. I got the benefit of having a pump up bag. Celina's got to manually blow that up, or we'll take in turns.
That's the one thing I'm not looking forward for this one, because it's quite puffy, so it takes a lot of air. So that's a manual one.
A manual thing, yeah. In terms of sleeping gear, that might be it, unless you had anything else. Yeah. Do you want to move into your kind of camp gear?
Sure. So I've got a bunch of clothes here. So I've got a Billabong fleece that I bought particularly for this hike. It's lightweight, medium weight I'd say actually, with water resistance, and it's quite comfy and warm, which is great. I've got a Columbia wet weather jacket. I don't know the exact model, but it's here. I've got some Kathmandu hiking pants, which are great. These are high-waisted, so, and then they're tapered at the legs, so they actually look pretty good too, and I've worn them not hiking. I've got a MacPack. It's not down. It's the ultralight synthetic in it, so that's quite good. Puffer jacket, it's quite warm, it can fit the fleece underneath it, so just layering up. 3 pairs of socks, 2 for walking, 1 for camp. What else do I have? And then just various t-shirts and a merino walking top and thermals for sleeping.
What are you going to wear when it's warm?
When it's warm. If it's hot during the day, I've got a pair of lightweight. These are really old, but I love them. They're my trusty Under Armour just running shorts. And then I've got a Uniqlo t-shirt that's sweat-proof. One of those Airism Uniqlo shirts.
Nice. Cool. So I'm pretty similar to Celina. I've got a MacPack fleece, keep me warm. I'll generally be hiking in, and also Kathmandu hiking pants. If we do get lucky and it's really nice hot weather, I will also be bringing some lightweight running shorts, which I'll also just wear if we want to go for a dip in the lake. Yep. Also, if it's hot, I've got a dry fit shirt, which I'll chuck that on. And some merino underwear, which is always good for the moisture wicking and that goodness. Pretty similar to Celina, I've got 3 pairs of socks. 2 I'll keep switching, I'll alternate each day. While we'll hike in one, wash one if we need, and then just some nice warm sleeping ones. I've got another pair of merino underwear, so I'll have 2 underwear total. Thermals for when it's cold. I've got a merino hiking top and another merino hiking top. Unsure if I'll take this, I probably will. So if it's cold, I'll be hiking one of these, sleeping in the other. And what do I have as well? I've got some rain weather gear, so rain pants,
Which I also have.
which Celina also has. I've also got a nice Mont raincoat as well, which I love. Thank you, Celina. Good birthday gift. So that's coming with me too. And shoes of choice for me is my Keen hiking boots. Also a present from Celina. And you're using your Merrells.
Yeah, I've got some Merrell hiking boots over there. Gore-Tex, all that fun tech. And then we also have gaiters, I guess, is the other thing.
Yes, gaiters. We both have gaiters. Protect our legs a bit. Hopefully help us with the leeches. Yeah, is that pretty much it for clothes?
I think so. Like, we also have like buffs and beanies and gloves for cold weather if required. So I have this buff from New Zealand, which I love because it's got the cool Maori design.
Yeah, I just remember my other bag, so down jacket, some gloves if it gets really cold. I also have a merino buff for extra warmth and getting that sweat, because nothing's worse than sweating with sunscreen and getting the sunscreen in your eyes and it's just stinging non-stop. So yeah, we've learnt that a long time ago.
Oh, and your hat.
Yeah, got my beanie for warmth, and then I've got a nice cheap Anaconda straw hat, which I was hoping to upgrade, but everything I want is out of stock, so I'll go with this. And you've got?
I've got a Uniqlo hat. I have a ponytail on at the moment, so it's not the best.
The one thing we're worried about is it's got no drawstring, so chances are this is going flying off, and Celina won't have a hat.
Which is okay, it's not the worst thing in the world. I just have to be aware of that.
In terms of tent, we didn't actually talk about the tent. So I did have an MSR Hubba Hubba, a few years old, but it's starting to deteriorate and probably not as waterproof right now. So before we can use that again, we're gonna have to clean it and try to reseal it. I do have a second tent, being the Nature Hike Mongar 2-person tent. So I think it'll do a good job still. It's a bit newer and pretty waterproof, so, and lightweight. So this is just the fly, the ground sheet, and the tent. I'll strap that on the outside of my bag in a waterproof down, what's it called? What do you call these?
Dry bag.
Dry bag, yep. And then tent poles, and then I'm only taking 2 pegs. which is the minimum to put this tent up. But I do have, because we're on tent platforms, I have these little cool fishbone tent pegs, which will be really good for the platform. So they look like, if I can get undone, like this. And then in between the cracks of planks of wood, you can just stick that in, and that'll be really secure and pretty easy, and you won't damage the platform. So these were pretty cheap. I didn't pay that much, and just they arrived in time, which is convenient. Yeah. That might be it for camp gear in terms of sleeping and camping.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about next?
We've got knickknacks. Oh, let's do the stove and the cooking stuff.
Yeah.
So in terms of stove and eating, we've got two nice, really lightweight wooden spoons I found on Amazon. I'm a big fan. They're pretty cool, pretty lightweight.
I prefer them much better over the other hiking lightweight ones because they just felt so flimsy, even though they were really light.
We had MSR, like a whole MSR kit, which we're using the pot and the bowls, but yeah, they're foldable plastic fork and spoon, and they're not that great unless you.
They're usable. They're just flimsy.
Yeah, true.
They feel flimsy. I'm sure they're very strong.
Yeah. In terms of stove, we're rolling with the Soto Windmaster. Pretty nice, lightweight. It's got a little piezo ignition. So far, this has never failed on me, so I'm pretty confident this working. But we'll probably still buy either some waterproof matches or a lighter as a backup, or just we'll bum one off another camper. We'll see. We'll get that in Tasmania though. We're obviously still in Melbourne. Obviously, probably not obvious.
And what size fuel are you thinking about getting?
We'll get we normally just get the small, I think it's like 230 gram one, but for this trip it's 6 days, I think we'll get away with just a 450, the 1-up. So that will go inside our camp pot. We had all this extra insulation from some food deliveries we had, so we made a little tea cozy type of thing to keep it warm. Means we can also touch it when it's hot, and it protects my bag from the edges of the pot, so pretty convenient, we think. So yeah, this is the MSR kit we had. It was a 2-person kit. It does come with mugs and stuff, but we've elected to go with these plastic ones because we have an AeroPress, which you can show on. Do you want to show now? Where is the AeroPress?
It's in the kitchen.
We haven't packed the AeroPress, so it's a good thing we're doing this little review. But yeah, 2 pots.
So the cups used to two cups used to sit in here, but because they're kind of half moon shaped, they're not. You actually can't use them with the AeroPress. So we had
it leaks on the outside.
Yeah,
so this is perfect in terms of capturing all the coffee goodness,
which is very important to us.
Yeah. But that means we also have extra space in the pot. So obviously that will be where our gas canister goes. So that pot lid. Tea cozy done. So that's our cooking stuff. And that's probably a good segue into our food. So do you want to take everyone through our snacks first, maybe?
Sure.
Or do you want to go dinners? You choose.
We'll go with dinners because that's close to us. So we bought a dehydrator in preparation for this trip. We were planning on just buying some dehydrated food.
The pre-made ones,
The pre-made ones, but I like to cook, and it was a fun experiment during Melbourne's 6th lockdown to do. So we bought one, and we have 5 dinners, which I'm looking forward to eating. We use kangaroo for all of the meats and proteins just because it's a lot leaner, which is better for the dehydrator.
It's easier to fry off the fat, otherwise your food might spoil, but it still tastes quite nice.
Yeah, like it's 2% fat in the kangaroo mince from Safeway or Woolworths. It's Woolworths. And if you have got strong flavours on it, it's actually tastes really good. So we did 2 bologneses.
First one weighs 347 grams and the other one's 371 grams.
So these are for 2 people. Each of these packs are for 2 people.
A normal person would probably only need 280 for 2 people, but we eat quite a lot, and we didn't want to be hungry, so Celina insisted on making a suitable amount for us, which I wasn't really against.
No,
so
we pre-measured them.
we pre-measured it. We tried one. They taste quite good already. So
well, these are the only ones we pre-tried, but they was good.
So what else do we have? Those are two dinners.
So we've got 2 Mexican rices. So basically, rice, lots of cumin, paprika, beans, corn, kangaroo. It's one of my go-to dinners normally, just without the kangaroo with beef. But because of the flavour profiles and what was in it, I thought it was a really good option to dehydrate. We're planning on adding cheese. We
specifically left out cheese because we're not confident in dehydrating cheese. I think it's generally not recommended. So we're going to have like a packet of shredded cheese or a block of cheese for our lunches, which we'll talk to in a bit. But we'll use bits of those in these Mexican rices, in the bolognese, potentially the rendang as well.
I don't put cheese in my rendang.
I do. But yeah, one of these is 290 grams and the other one is 288. So pretty close.
Yeah.
Probably the lightest dinners we have, but
because they don't have the cheese.
They don't have the cheese right now, but very tasty. We're really looking forward to it.
And then the last one, as James already mentioned, is the rendang. For this one, I just use a paste. So there's a brand that I really like, and I just use the paste with the kangaroo. And it's got some veg in there. It's got some dehydrated rice. I didn't add the coconut milk when I cooked it, so I left that out. We dehydrated it, and then there's now coconut powder in this. Dehydrated coconut powder in this.
Which is a bit tricky to actually find. All our local supermarkets were completely out of stock of coconut milk powder, but the trusty Asian grocer had it, so we managed to get that. Moving on to breakfast.
Breakfast, we've just got some Uncle Toby quick sachets, the honey ones. So just boil some water, put that in there, and then add some milk powder.
We only probably have about 1.5 cups of milk powder, and that'll be used for both these breakfasts and our coffees. And my coffee.
I have a coffee black.
I have it with milk generally. Yeah, I think this is actually probably more than enough. I don't think we'll really need a lot of milk powder for these things, but it's really just see if we can improve the taste of our breakfasts a bit more and my coffee preference. So.
These are fine with just water, but they obviously taste better with milk.
Yeah. In terms of lunches, so we haven't actually got our lunches all sorted yet. We're planning to buy a big stick of salami to last for the first 4 days, and we're going to be eating wraps with some spinach. Spinach will be light, which is nice. So that'll last at least a few days. A bit of the cheese we'll chuck on.
I want to bring some mustard.
Celina's going to pack a bunch of little mini
mustard.
condiments and sauces. And then on the last 2 days, because we think the salami is probably only going to last the first 4, we're just going to do wraps again, but in terms of the meat, we've got these little packet tuna. So I've got 2 spicy mayo, Celina's got a spicy mayo and a hot buffalo style tuna, and that will be our lunch for the last 2 days.
We haven't actually tasted these yet, so hopefully they'll taste good on the...
Yeah, well I think mine will be covered in spicy mayo, so I'll be fine. In terms of snacks for the trek, we each are going to be carrying a Sour Patch. Very important, berry only flavour.
So good.
We accidentally bought the mixed flavour last time and it was just depressing to eat. We obviously ate all the good berries right at the start and then Celina slowly ate the rest of them.
The lime and the orange aren't great. One of my favourites.
Extra snacks. We are rocking the Cliff Bars, 1 each a day for 6 days. And then we've got these, what do they call them? Coffee glazed macadamia nuts. We bought these in Hawaii a year ago and then forgot about them. Found them in the pantry and figured these might be really nice snacks. So we grabbed those.
I'm still hoping to dehydrate some fruit, so like some apples and things like that. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Yeah,
we bought a kiwi too, so we might do some dehydrated kiwi. Maybe even some little tomato slices dehydrated, which we can supplement our dinners with if we want, or just eat it as a little snack. So we'll see. We're flying out in 4 days, so we probably have to think about doing that soonish.
Yeah.
And that's probably all our food. Yeah, I think we've gone pretty good on the weight for dinners. Lunch TBD, it might be quite heavy. We'll do a whole weigh-in at some point as well. But yeah, that's our food. Yeah, and we'll have some tea bags as well for just relaxing at camp or on the trek when we want to have a little break and we don't want too much coffee, I guess.
Yeah.
We will grind our coffee and then have another little Ziploc with coffee. Yeah, awesome. And that's what this bag is for our lunches. Plenty of dry bags for storage and keeping things dry.
Yeah.
On potentially very wet days.
Do you want
probably
water purifier?
Water purifier now. I think we're in like the kind of knickknacks little stage now in the showcase. So, do you want to go first or do you want me to go? I can go.
You go.
Won't even ask for an answer. So for water, we're using a bee-free water filter. I did buy a bigger pouch for that. We could do 2 litres to get more water flow, but I figured I'm trying to cut back on space already and weight. It doesn't weigh a lot, obviously, but why not go minimal? They got pretty good water in Tasmania too, but that'll be for filtering our water. We've obviously got our map and compass, very important. I've got sunglasses that I'm bringing along. I've got a few camera pieces, so tripod, doubles as a selfie stick. I'll be taking my Sony a7C with a wide angle lens and a just normal portrait lens. And this will also be my tripod, which I will hopefully, if we get some clear skies, I can practice some night photography. These are my lens and then microphone little case, and I'll have like a little mini dry bag for if it rains, I'll quickly chuck those stuff in the dry bag. In terms of torch, Celina and I both have these little night core torches. They've been working really great so far around the house, and one of Celina's in the garden looking for herbs and stuff at night. She uses hers a lot more than I do. And that will keep us going for the trek. In terms of power, we've also obviously got our phones, our light, my camera. So with all that stuff, I'll have a little pouch here. I've got a couple of cables, I've got a spare camera battery. I'm going to be trying out this new little power bank borrowed from Celina's mum. It's got some solar panels. I don't know how effective they'll be, but it's a bit lighter than Celina's power bank, which I've also got but I don't want to take. And I don't need to charge as much as she does, so I think I'll be okay with this small.
My phone's quite old and my phone is also doubling as my camera, so therefore I need a heftier power bank.
This is a Xiaomi 20,000 milliamp battery. Yeah. It's got fast charge, which is nice.
Yeah, I love this charger, it's really good.
With her, all her tech, she'll be okay, I think, with that.
Yeah. So I'm also bringing my Kobo as a sort of entertainment for the camp. It's out of battery at the moment, but generally this lasts about a month, so I'm not planning on actually charging this on the hike.
In terms of more entertainment, we also did buy a little pack of movie edition quiz cards, where it gives you a couple of little clues.
That one. Yeah, that one's one.
Like this, so you won't be able to see it, but something like that. It gives you a few little icons or images and you have to guess what movie it's from.
I'm gonna win.
You'll probably win, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, it's something to do, something to keep us entertained.
We thought about a deck of cards.
But we don't know very many 2-player games.
Snap is pretty much it. Or Go Fish.
Go Fish.
We thought this might be funner.
Yeah.
Worst comes to worst, we've got power banks, we've got our phone, we can listen to music, we can watch a movie if we wanted. Or we could be social and talk to the other hikers. But we're not very social, so we'll see how that goes.
I think the last thing from me are these. babies.
Trekking poles.
So trekking poles. So I bought the Nature Hike carbon fiber trekking poles. They're really light. They've got a cork handle with a really comfy wrist strap, so the wrist strap's padded. I haven't actually used these yet. I had originally bought another brand of much cheaper hiking poles.
I think that's FitLife.
They broke on the second day of using them on an overnight hike, and that was really bad or annoying.
And those are aluminium ones.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try these ones out. These feel a lot sturdier. So hoping. And Nature Hike has generally been good for us.
Nature Hike's been really good for us. I've still got my FitLife ones, but I bought the carbon fiber one, and they're still going strong. I'm already regretting not getting these because the cork handles on these feel way softer, way smoother, way more comfortable. Whereas this is the more harder style cork. But it's okay. I don't mind too much. Yeah, I'll keep. Obviously not going to buy new hiking poles when these are fine. So I'll roll with these. Yep, Celina will roll with those. Maybe you should take us through the first aid kit and toiletries.
So these two are our first aid kit and our toiletries. We can start off the toiletries. So obviously the very important toilet roll. We've got a tiny sponge for washing dishes. Some Justice League antibacterial wipes for just general hygiene.
Having a little shower on the track.
Yeah. Cancer Council 50 plus SPF sunscreen. Hopefully this doesn't hurt our eyes.
Hopefully it's enough as well.
Yeah. We've got some wilderness wash, which James can explain more about.
I mean, there's not much to say, but it's a multi-purpose wash, so we'll use it for washing ourselves, away from water sources obviously, washing our dishes, washing hands, whatever really. It's multi-purpose.
Then we've got toothpaste. These are the little samples, Colgate ones that you can get from your dentist, or we got from our dentist. A very, very almost empty small deodorant.
Which we'll share.
And then some insect repellent, which we're also doubling as a roll holder for duct tape, just some extra duct tape.
Any tears, duct tape's great. We've also we bought a bunch of these cheap IKEA dry bags. I have a few Kmart ones, but Celina really likes these because you can see through them, you can see what's in them.
They were really cheap as well.
Really cheap. I think generally looking pretty waterproof, hopefully.
Yeah. They feel sturdier, but I guess that's a bit of a trade-off because I think they're slightly heavier than the Kmart ones.
Yeah.
So now moving on to our first aid kit. I've got bandages because I've got a bit of a bum knee, so I've just pre-cut some bandage strips for that. Then we've got a bag of pills, and which are basically just your ibuprofens, your Panadols, your cold and flu tablets, antihistamines, anti-diarrhea tablets. They're all in here. Just your basic ones, and then we've also got a hydrolyte each per day, just to keep our fluids and electrolytes up.
And some Broca.
And some Broca is in there as well.
Yeah, we're going to try to be really careful with Celina's knee, try to be, we don't want to be too reactive and try to be preventative from the start. So Celina's going to be taking her knee, have lots of breaks, that type of stuff, and stretches at each camp. It's probably important.
Yeah. Then we've got our Band-Aid pack, so basically just your standard Band-Aids, and we also get some blister packs and some Q-tips for cleaning up of cuts, which we're going to do with tea tree oil. This is not a tea tree oil bottle, but it's a small travel bottle that we put tea tree oil in. Then we've got 2 emergency blankets.
Space blankets.
Space blankets.
Mandatory for the trip. Be safe.
We've got a snake bite bandage, and we've then got 2 just crepe bandages, just different sizes.
And we'll have some safety pins, which we just haven't found yet. So that will go in there as well. Pack that back in. What next? What's that?
And then there's hand sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer.
But that's just...
Okay. That might be getting close to it.
Yeah, I think I don't have anything else. I think I've talked through all of my gear.
Oh, that goes in here too.
And thongs.
Yep, so I'll be obviously tying these onto the side of my pack. These are my camp footwear. Yours is the same for you?
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, so now we're probably going to have a try at repacking everything. Might be a failure, but you may as well come along for the journey. Ta-da!
I always fit it all.
I fit mine, Celina struggled. I've still got to put the salami and the wraps, but I think I'll be able to squeeze that in. Not too... I got space in the hood still, if I need to put anything extra. But I think I'm okay on my end. If we do a little bag weight minus lunch, let's see what we're at. And minus water, obviously. I'm actually at 13.6 kilos. So that's actually looking really good for me. I was just hoping to get under 17, under 18 kilos, and I'll be really happy with that weight. You wanna have a go?
Yeah. Yeah, once again, let's just tighten this up a little bit.
Back to the brim.
Yeah, back to the brim.
So again, minus water. This is probably all Celina's taking because she's taking all the dinners. She's at 12.8 kilos. So it's not bad. I was actually really happy if she can stay around that. Maybe lighten something because she was also going to have to carry her own water. She might be alright, I think. What do you think?
No, I think that's good. I'm actually really happy with that. The only other thing might be like 100 grams worth of fruit, dry fruit.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, that's our packing for the Overland Track.
I guess the last thing is because we're taking planes. James bought this from Amazon. It basically is a 100-litre duffel bag, so you can put his pack in it, and it won't get caught on anything with all the loopies at the airport. I have a Kathmandu version of this. That's a little bit more heavy duty, but it's not around at the moment.
The reality is we're still going to have to unpack this and then pack the plane bag carefully because we want to place our poles, our tent poles, our hiking poles kind of in the center, so it's got some protection for when inevitably the baggage handlers just chuck our bags.
Yeah, which is a known thing.
5 meters, which is fine. But if we can protect it a bit, that will be ideal. And then 4 days to go. Getting very excited. See you on the track.